Konnichiwa. What's going on, guys? My name is Jomel Sakaro,
My name is Jarron.
and we are the Wannabe Boo podcast, bringing the latest and greatest gaming anime news, reviews, and waifus for lifu. Welcome to episode 72, I think. Yes, it's 72. I just had to. It's 72.
Sure.
We'll go along with it. If we're wrong, well, we're fucking wrong. Okay.
8,927. We've been doing this for the last 16 years.
The timeline's all screwed up now. Now we have to fix everything.
Yeah. After E3, yeah.
This is our only way to communicate to the past. Hopefully, they can fix the future.
Yeah, it's real bad here. There's nothing but lollies around. We got a nuke it. Lollies and furries. Lolly furries.
Oh God,
It's awful.
So, I don't know. It's saying
What? What?
Is it like a bunch of puppies then, or like a bunch of kittens like running around?
Yeah, but except they want to fuck you, and it's bad.
It's like a bunch of furry Chuckies in that case.
Just imagine.
I mean, when you think about it, that's what it sounds like.
I mean, yeah, a bunch of furry rapey Chuckies. That's what it is.
Oh God. I
don't like that.
That should be turned into a disturbing film.
No, it shouldn't.
I mean, there have been worse things turned into films. There, I think something like that of a concept is not too far off. Sure.
I think there's a limit.
I mean, how far can we go? Furry Chuckies, that rapey furry Chuckies.
I think that's too far.
You think that's too far?
I think that's it's too degenerate. There's a limit. We cannot meet that limit. If we meet that limit, we die. It's over. Or we're at that limit. We're at the future now, as we said before.
Yes, true. But do you know who's gonna make it though? Japan, because they have no limits.
Well, they have no limit to how they know they have no limits in terms of quality anime, but they have a pretty big limit on fucking their industry right now.
Yeah, true. But before we get into that a little bit, how was your week, John? How have you been?
Dude, I've been I'm bored, I'll be honest. Not bored, no. My week's been good. But yes, a little bored. It's not much is going on. Mm-hmm. But good news, I got a new computer.
Nice.
I got it for free.
Get some
One of my
editing
coworkers
done.
gave it to me. You're right.
Get some fucking editing done yet. Nah, it's okay. I haven't been doing much either.
It's 33% stronger than my laptop.
Nice. Wait, is it a desktop or is it a laptop?
It's an all-in-one desktop. So
Okay,
it's just a monitor.
Wait.
It's also touchscreen.
Wait, what? It's all okay.
Yeah, it's an all-in-one. The hard drive and everything's in there.
Right.
Motherboard, all that.
Like a better version of a MacBook or iMac.
Yeah.
Aren't all iMacs sort of like that? Kind of all in one in the screen. Doohickey thing.
No, because they still have a keyboard. This one doesn't have a keyboard. It's like it's the monitor, the computer itself, and then there's your computer.
Wait, hold on. Is the monitor also the computer?
Yes.
So how do you?
It's all one piece.
Wait, so how do you?
You buy a separate keyboard like you would do if you had a desktop.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And iMac is the same way. Isn't it? They all have that one thing.
No, I thought it had a keyboard.
Well, yeah, you need a keyboard to use it, obviously, because otherwise it's just a screen.
No, I mean, I thought it was the. Oh, so it is just okay. I got you.
No. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, I see what you mean. The iMac. I was thinking of one of their shitty fucking Surface whatevers.
You mean the iPad?
No.
Or the actual Windows Surface tab, or the Windows Surface.
The laptops.
Oh, the MacBooks.
Yeah, MacBooks. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, those are the laptops or the MacBooks.
Right. But yeah, I got a new computer. It's stronger-ish. No, it's stronger. I can play games better now. I'm a real gamer now.
Now you can play them on. Now you can play on low settings instead of just
exactly.
What is it? Basic or power saving settings, whatever.
That's exactly what my friend said as soon as I fucking said, hey, yeah, I got a new one. It's slightly stronger. Yeah, you can play on low settings instead of very low. Fuck yeah. It makes a difference. Fuck
there we go. Instead of 16 chunks, you can go 24 chunks on Minecraft now.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I forget how the chunk system works. All I know is that your visibility gets larger now. So
yeah, you can see a little bit further. You can see that one sheep.
You can actually see your house now when you step outside of it.
No.
No? Oh.
Still pretty bad.
That's too bad.
But it's better, so I'll be PC gaming a little bit more because I was about to go full on into PlayStation because I actually, now that I think about it, I had a bunch of bullshit happen with Sony. So if you didn't know, Sony servers went down for what was it, Wednesday?
I have no idea. All I know is they went down, apparently. I was sort of offline for a little bit. I didn't even know it went down.
Yeah,
what happened?
It went down Wednesday, I think. And before that, I had my information stolen and people were buying shit. I got it all resolved through my bank and through Sony. I was like, all right, they're going to shut down that account. We're going to give me a refund. And it was great. And I saw Tuesday or that Wednesday or something. Yeah, it was that Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that, they refunded me like $120 into my Sony wallet or whatever the fuck, PSN wallet.
Right.
And it was like, well, I wish it actually went back into my bank, but whatever. I'm going to buy a subscription and play Monster Hunter or whatever.
Yeah, or at least,
And then the service went down. Like that, maybe not even an hour after I bought it.
Oh, man. That's...
So I was like, well, classic fucking
terrible.
Sony.
Yeah.
Then later, the next day, it was fine. And then, what's today? Sunday? Friday. Today's Sunday. I played Friday, right, of this recording. I played Friday and fucking like, oh yeah, I'm playing some Borderlands pre-sequel because, it's good times.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden it says, hey, you have 15 minutes before we fucking kick your ass out. I'm like, Nani the fuck? And then it fucking turns out they fucking banned me because I spent that money they gave back to me.
Wait, what? Hold on, why? Wait, what?
I don't know. They just said you were banned because something about chargebacks.
Well, yeah, but that's because that's because that money was returned back to you because it was, unlawfully used.
Right, exactly. That's what I thought. So like I tried to contact them that Friday. Fucking by the time I knew about it, it was like 8 p.m. So their phone line was down.
Right.
And good luck trying to connect to their chat. Fucking sitting there for an hour before you get to talk to anyone. So I said, fuck that. I just didn't want to. Right, exactly. So I just kind of said, fuck it, I didn't want to deal with it. And I was supposed to play Borderlands 2, the new DLC with Baja today.
Right.
But since I forgot that it was banned, I tried to sign in like, hey, fuck you.
Wait, so what's happening now?
Said, I don't know. I have to call them tomorrow.
So you're still banned right now?
I'm still banned.
This is so weird.
So, I love you, Sony, but fuck you. I hate you.
I mean, at least they're doing their best in terms of security-wise, but I think they're a little bit overlooking.
Guess.
They're overlooking on a lot of things right now, especially coming from you with all this information.
All right, so now I'm a little butthurt about that, but I do have my computer now. I can play shit, and I'm feeling good about it.
All right, yeah, well, that's good.
How about you, Jomel? What's going on, fam?
Me? I don't know. Not much going on, to be honest. Standard working procedures.
The working procedures.
Yes, of course. I might be going full time with my income job.
Good.
So it means more money, meaning more money for me to spend on weeb shit irresponsibly.
Yep. Obviously.
So, I mean, again, I don't know. I mean, they've already kind of like gave me the nudge about it, but I don't actually have it. So
the nudge. What is the nudge? Like,
well,
hey, by the way, there's a positioning opening now. You can sweep on in. We're not saying that you should take it.
Well, no, the nudge is more
there.
No, the nudge was more like, hey, so if you were to go full time, you think you'd be interested? And I'm like, yeah, I would be. All right, well, yeah, good to know. And then just never spoke. Good to know. They just never spoke to about it, and since then, up until now.
Thanks.
So, and then I was asked, like, so when do you start? Like, wait, what? I mean, did you give it to me? Like, oh, I don't know.
Thanks,
So,
Kanye. Very cool.
and then they're like, yeah, we'll get back to you on that. It's like, so do I have it or not? And there's talk about it. There was a nudge, but there was no.
You have the job, but we're not going to pay you for it.
Yes, of course. The extra 2 days I'm coming in are just voluntary days. That's how that works.
Yep.
No, that would be bad. I would not like that. I would like some precognitive discretion before I get mentally fucked and financially.
Mm-hmm.
But
You'd be fine.
yeah, that's okay. Not as bad of a situation of what you've been going through this week, unfortunately. So yeah, pretty much other than the nudge, I don't have much of an eventful week as of now.
Good old adult life.
No, yeah, I should be. I honestly should be doing more. There's a bunch of things I should be doing, but I choose not to, for some odd reason, or not.
Good old depression.
Yeah,
rearing its ugly head in every little fucking bit.
Yeah, honestly, being a high functioning doesn't really help either. Cause I still go to work, but then I'm like, I should be doing something else, shouldn't I? Other than work.
Nah, fuck it. I'm gonna play video games.
Well, no, that's the thing. I got backlog games. I got backlog anime. I got backlog projects for WBA TV.
A lot of shit.
A lot of shit. Honestly, there's a lot of shit. But if you guys have any advice or kind of want to talk, cause I do get lonely out here in the city.
Fuck you! I'm out in fucking Bama. I ain't got shit going on.
I mean, yeah. Well, there you go. If you guys want me to talk, if you want to talk to Jarron all day in buttfuck nowhere,
yeah, I'll tell you about how abortion's illegal here, and it'll be a good time.
There we go. Where can they find you, Jarron, if they want to talk about them abortions?
Them abortions. If you want to have pro advice on how to have an abortion with Jarron, you can find us on Facebook or Twitter. Just search WA. Fuck. Just search WANNABEABOO on Facebook and Twitter. You can also find us on. You can also listen to our podcast on YouTube, Google Play, iTunes, or iMusic, or whatever the hell it's doing. iHeartRadio. I think I said Google Play, Listen Notes, the Stitcher app, and any other place that's picked up our podcast or our RSS feed.
Yes, and we are not sponsored by Planned Parenthood, but if you guys are listening, let's talk.
Hey, maybe. Fucking at this point in time, hey, Westboro Baptist Church, if you want to throw us a sponsor, well,
Jarron, we already have a sponsor from them. It's called Jesus.
You're right.
Because he's always a subscriber to us.
I don't know. I feel like it's less Jesus. Their whole. I think it's a conspiracy. Westboro Baptist Church is actually a Satanist cult. See, here's my thing. So they're always telling people that they're going to hell, right?
Right.
But it makes people sin in front of them. So it only adds like more brownie points of Satan, right?
Right.
Because they're sending people to hell, right? It's a whole conspiracy.
Right.
How could they be so nasty to people and not be purposely trying to make them go to hell? I think it's like they're trying to make one-way trips for people. I think that's what it is. Westboro Baptist Church, I'm on to you.
Well, there
I'm on to you. You're the ones that make the frogs gay.
He's our Catholic conspiracy theorist Jarron, and we can find him on the Wanna Boo podcast, because that's fucking right. Oh God.
But
other than sinning and people having a hard time, not only is that being a thing, apparently, there's been I guess there's been some things going around in our industry, guys. Our community. There you go. I don't know why the word just slipped out of my mind.
Well, it's industry. It's industry.
Yeah, industry, and also our community as well. I mean, it's going to affect our community as well if it becomes a long-term spiral down to all the way down to Netflix and Amazon Prime Video.
Right.
That's what it might develop into. But I mean, there was a recent article that Jarron had found quite. Was it? Did you find it today? I'm gonna assume.
Yeah, I found it today. it was either today or yesterday. I don't exactly remember. But
Mm,
I found an article by Japan Today talking about the anime industry and how, while it's very popular, we talked about before how it's like appearing on Netflix, it's becoming more world renowned. We're hating Kim Kardashian because she mentioned Zero Two and we, straight up witch hunting, all those kind of
now
discussions beforehand.
Elon Musk is also a weeb now.
Right, right. Our Lord and Savior Elon Musk. Um, Despite its popularity, the industry itself is in trouble because of how animators are being treated
Mm-hmm.
and how there's a huge lack of young talent. So, if you're interested in living in a box and making anime, head on down to Japan. They'll take you.
Apparently, because the article is quite short. I'll link it down below for everyone that wants to read it. But yeah, essentially that's what it's coming down to. Not a lot of young animators coming into the industry. Another thing as well was like high hours of work, but also not not a lot of pay that comes with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, they were saying that animators typically work like 12 to 18 hours a day just to make shit money.
honestly, so like I think if I remember reading the numbers some time ago, but like essentially it was equivalent to like maybe two was it? I can't remember if it was 2,000 a month. No, it can't be 2,000 a month. It was a lot lower than that. It was
Yeah.
like 200. It was like 20,000 or 20,000 yen a month or something.
So that's $200 a month?
I think it could.
No.
No, it can't be that.
There's no way it's that low. You can't even live off that. I mean, granted, it precedes the joke, but I think it has to be like minimum wage here. So it has to be like.
I'm probably less than that if in the case of like how bad.
Well, think about it.
How bad it is.
Think about it. Someone working minimum wage here in America, $8.75, I think it is. You won't necessarily be able to afford a good house. And remember that you're making base minimum wage by working these 12 to 18 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still barely able to afford anything, let alone take care of a family.
So, this is going off of just like a Kotaku article, but apparently
Japan Today.
Apparently there's a the average yearly income is usually 1.1 million yen, which is $9,000 US.
That's a year?
Yes,
actually
for yearly.
That's actually not a lot. Holy.
No, that isn't. Wow. That is not a lot. Like if you think about
that's
it,
nothing.
No,
I think I make that. No, do I make more than that? I'm at 12,000. I'm at 12,000 a year.
Yeah.
Fuck, I make more than Japanese animators. Fucking level up, boy.
Apparently.
That's bad.
Hold on. What is like what is 300,000 yen equal to? I'm trying to do
always knock off two zeros.
Fuck, I need to write it out then. Hold on.
And it's about, that's the average, or not average. What is it?
I mean, generally, yeah.
When you round up or so.
Yeah, pretty much. Generally. Hold on. Because I mean, right now I'm just sort of going through logistics and numbers and shit, because that's my specialty apparently on this podcast.
Well, you're also wrong, because logistics is about supply chain management and moving things from one place to another. You're looking up statistics, Jomel. Come on.
I mean, you wanna take over the anime industry then and help them with their logistics then?
fucking wish. You know what the answer is? More titties.
Yeah, you're not right.
That's my answer.
Well, I don't know. Apparently here, for at least according to Glassdoor.com, they're like, for a character animator, a monthly estimate for in Japan apparently is like 341,000 to 375,000 yen, which equals out to like $3,000 US a month.
Okay, that's not pretty good.
That's really good, actually. Though again, these are only, let's see,
it's different. The standard of living is different, so maybe
Yeah, I
It
mean, right
might still
now,
be more there. I don't
right
know.
right now, I've been seeing a flux between like 200,000 to like 300,000 k yen. Yeah, 200,000
Hmm.
yen, a month, which is roughly 2 to 3,000 dollars US, give or take the conversion factors.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Um, but that's, I mean, I've never really heard of. I've only heard of one of these companies is Polygon Pictures.
Polygon pictures. The
Oh
fuck?
no,
What is
yeah,
that?
Polygon Pictures is a company in Japan. Apparently, they're looking for
Uh,
character animators.
oh,
Con-
they license character animators, or
yeah,
not
so
licensed. What is it?
no contracted.
Yeah, contractor. There we go.
So I mean, I guess this maybe it's because it's a contract. It's a contract job rather than like a in company hire or in house
Yeah, I
hire.
was gonna say like if it's in house. So if we take who was it? They were mentioning a couple people. Fuck, where's the article?
Ghibli.
Ah, not Ghibli. Or maybe yeah, Ghibli, for example. One of Hayao Miyazaki's lead animators.
Mm-hmm.
What was his name? Well, that one guy.
Was the one
Once
that
we
recently
find that,
passed?
no, I don't think it was the guy that recently passed. Um, fuck. Let me. Uh, uh, I don't remember his name, but basically what happened is that he has been like essentially overworking himself so much that his wife has been like, I'm just gonna leave and raise our son ourselves because I've been widowed by your work. That's how bad it's been. Like that's how hard these people are working, and like maybe some of them are able to make enough money to like survive, but like think about the like lower end animators, the background animators, the people that may not be working like the lead artist on in Trigger's team,
I don't know. I feel like
whatever the fuck
everyone on
his
that
name is.
team. I feel like everyone on that team is fucking pulling overhaul just for anything Trigger pulls out of their ass.
Well, exactly. Like they have to be working these super long hours to get the detail that they're getting. And like again, maybe the standard of living is different there. We're not about to go straight up, a whole economy research class on Japan right now, but
Mm-hmm.
there's a reason people are saying animators are getting paid, due to salaries in the anime industry. There has to be. They're not people aren't just complaining, you know.
Mm-hmm.
A
And one
CEO is complaining when they say like, "Oh, I can't go on my fifth vacation this year because yeah."
right, but there was also one thing in the article that kind of struck me uh, as interesting. What they talked
What?
about. Apparently, one of the big things they were also having a hard time with was trying to get in animators that had more originality. Apparently,
Right.
which was surprising. Which I mean, it's not a bad argument to talk about in terms of that regard. Um, but
Right.
that's also been apparently a struggle because I guess they don't always want to have like the same kind of cookie cut style. I guess.
Well, right, of course
Um,
not, but like remember, unfortunately 2019 or whatever how long have people been on this planet? All right, let me change that. How long has civilized people been on this planet? Like a couple like 10,000 years or so, maybe longer, a little bit longer, a lot longer actually.
probably more, a lot longer than that. I'm not an
Yeah.
apologist, but I'm sure there's been a lot more
Re-
longer.
Recorded whatever. Um It's been a long time, like 100,000 years or so. I took history once. I don't fucking come at me. But like pretty much every story's been done. You can't. It's hard to come up with something original that hasn't been seen before. It's really more like now we're trying to figure out a combination of previous cliches and making them feel fresh or um putting a new spin on, the whole thing with the isekai genre. Because before it was like, oh yeah, go to a different world, find your harem, defeat the demon, whatever.
Oh wait, John.
Uh,
Wait,
what?
John. I wasn't talking about originality of story. I'm talking about originality of visual like art style.
Oh, okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
like that's what that apparently that's like here quoted here from the article by Ayumu Watanabe is let's see He was worried about visual quote unquote standardization and the lack of originality, not helped by the fact that quote and fewer animators can draw well by hand, unquote.
What does that mean though?
What do you
Like,
mean?
what do you mean like an animator can't draw well by hand?
Probably, and maybe it's not so by hand, but more like free, like by was it freehand, as in like having their own style in terms of their character designs or art style in a sense, maybe. Like
Okay, I get you.
I'm sure there's a lot of artists that have
Okay.
like a like a base standard when it comes to like their
Right,
art, where
right,
they
right.
can like drew
Mm-hmm.
inspiration from or have a favorite artist that they admire,
Mm-hmm.
that they kind of base their own art from, and then it evolves from that, I guess. But I guess that the argument or the issue that they want to bring up is that, um, you know, as well as the time sensitivity of animation work in general,
Mm-hmm.
it's easier to stick to a standard style, especially for depending on the company as well,
Right, that's true.
than to freely draw a new, freely conduct a new style that could set themselves apart or set the
Yeah,
artists apart from any other artist.
that is a good point. But it's because the industry that I feel like the industry is like based on where the money's going now. It's less about this is the most unique thing. Like think about like what company is that? The same one that did Devilman Crybaby.
Um,
What are they? We talked about them when we did Anime of the Year. Fuck. Hold on. Let me.
I mean, Netflix helped with that. Help find
Right.
that.
See, shit. Well, that's it. Maybe it's counterproductive against my point. But
Mm,
the original, not the producers, the studio, Science Saru. These motherfuckers make some weird ass shit.
mm-hmm.
They made
Well, the thing
did
though,
they make the
that's the thing though, with with weird ass and very artistic shit though, does it bring in the income? That's the thing,
it?
because I guess because one other thing that the one what's not be said in the article as well is that the industry is kind of split into two extremes. Quote:
Mhm.
big productions who can call on an incredible number of animators, and at the other end of the scale, the more artistic projects have to have a lot less money. So
Madhouse made this. Okay, well,
going back to the whole standardization of style and animation style as well, it's more cost
hmm
effective to stick to what they know, produce produce it, and not have any fallback when it comes to the income that comes from it.
right. And yeah, it's. I guess that's just gonna. Hopefully, something happens, like a bubble burst, and we get like a whole new slew of money. Oh, see, I don't know, because like Netflix allows those interesting shows to come out, right? Like we got shows like what are some real out there stuff like death robots and what is it? Death robots and sex robots and something.
Yeah. Wait, isn't it Love, Death, Sex, and Robots?
Love, death, and robots. That's what
Love,
it
Death,
is.
Robots. Okay.
Where it's not even a series of anything. It's literally just a collection of different animation projects from what it looks like. And it's
Mm.
amazing. I love it so much. I can't recommend it enough. Like it's so cool that each episode is its own individual story, its own whatever. I'm getting ahead of myself, but like it gets stuff like that. It's been greenlit for season 2, so like I feel like Netflix, because they mentioned Netflix specifically in the article, where it's saying like the big bucks from Netflix is creating a problem where they're people in Japan are trying to mesh to meet American standards, but then that's turning off the Japanese audience. But like I feel like if Netflix is like, all right, we're gonna make a splash in Japan in the Japanese anime industry, so make your weird Japanese shit. Like, not like, don't suit it to us, suit it to you. We'll just give you the money. We want you to appeal to your people. Like,
I mean,
I think if they did some shit like that, that'd be amazing. But right now,
well,
it's more so
that's a
what?
thing though. There has to. I mean, from what it seems like, the way this issue can be like that, the way the issue they can start, yeah, the way that this issue can start to heal itself in a sense would be to, I guess, restructure the I wouldn't say management, but like restructure the way this industry has to work with, I guess it's distributors in a sense,
Mm-hmm.
as well as like, I mean, I don't think it's more so a global issue either, because they don't have. I don't think Japan has to like adjust for Western audiences or stuff like that. I think it's more so just having, providing the Western audience more access, to their work. Netflix being one of them is
Mm-hmm.
a great opportunity for, for them to like start, uh, providing that kind of access to, everyone else around the world.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more so in a right now they're having a hard time right now because there's an obvious adjustment that needs to be accounted for, and when that adjustment starts to play out as well, I feel like income for studios that produce these works will also start to change as well. And another thing that has to be put out there is to, I guess, change the way, uh these companies pay their, employees.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely.
Like
Though
restructure their worth.
I don't think it's well, I mean, again, I can't say whether or not, they work, value them or not, but I feel like however the pay trickles down from CEO to artist or animator,
Right.
I feel like, or at least I would hope, it's not like malicious. It's like
No, you're
they're
right. I
just the
mean,
animators. They are the bottom of the barrel. They have to make this as little as possible. I hope it's not like that, and it's just that these studios aren't. Well, I don't know. I'm
I mean,
not
here's
saying I hope that they're poor, but oh, go on. Sorry,
right.
Jamal.
I mean, like, my question is, how does anything like an animation studio differ from something like a gaming studio,
See,
where you
that's the
have
thing. I don't know. I don't see. Well, I think it's because gaming's okay. No, because even gaming studios can be operated by like 5 people, and some animation projects are operated by like 5 people. For example,
right?
Violet Evergarden was operated by like how many? What was the team size?
I remember the team size. All I know is that it was work done with the smallest team that Keone has, had, despite its visual beauty.
Right. So,
I think it was like 40 some animators, if I remember correctly.
oh,
Don't
okay,
quote me on that, but I do know it was a very small team in comparison to any other project that they've done in the past.
okay. Then I don't know. I think maybe that's like an apples and oranges thing, where it's because video games are assisted by 3D, coding and shit like that. Once you make the models, it's kind of a matter of just putting it all together. Whereas animation, you have to do each and every single painstaking thing. You can't rely on much.
Well, true. I mean,
Which
wouldn't you relate it to the same way you would with written code for like a game or per se,
yes
and
and no,
debugging and also
because with code, there's I need to learn how to. For example, I always go back to titties, because I'm an idiot. Um, for example, I need to put jiggle physics in my video game for boobs. All right, I can make it myself, or I can figure out whatever the hell what what Tekken does, or not Tekken. What is it? Is it Tekken? That's
uh, I mean, a lot of those games kind of had boob jiggle physics.
well, you know what I mean. Like you go to previous games that have that, and you're like, all right, let's figure out how they did it, and then just kind of not copy the code because that's illegal, but like
Right.
adapt it or whatever.
Right. Like
And plus, it's all math, so it's just like, oh, this formula does that. All right, do. There it is. It's kind of all a skeleton that you just kind of start pulling from a box and putting it together. I mean, granted, I'm not saying that it's like codes just anyone can do it. No, hell no. It's like trying to put together a billion piece fucking puzzle, but the pieces are there.
right.
Animation, you're creating every single piece and then putting it together.
True.
Now you could code. You can just fucking jump on Java or whatever C++ and just like, I'm a code literally every single thing. You fucking madman. I'm like, okay, calm your tits. I guess you could, but um I don't think there's many people doing that.
Right.
Typically people find some sort of skeleton or program that lets them create games. I know AAA people use them. Fucking, that's part of the reason why every goddamn game's broken when it comes out, is because they keep using the same old bullshit that doesn't work. But anyway, I digress from that. Um, it's just it's they're just two different beasts, unfortunately. So it's hard to compare them. But if you were to, you'd have to go to like looking at, so for example, Cuphead or games that are hand drawn. That you could argue needs a large team, and I think it did. It have did the animation team have, was it large? I think it was.
Well, for Cuphead,
Yeah.
I mean they were a moderate size. Like it wasn't like big, but they were a humble size.
Mm. Well, they did take like 3-4 years to make it though.
Right.
Like that was a long time in the coming. Whereas anime,
Yeah.
I think it only takes about a year or two for a whole season to come out.
Well, I mean, not so much. It's because a lot of it comes out live as it comes out as well.
No, I mean drawn.
Oh no, yeah, a lot of that's done live, mostly for live seasons. Like
Wait, really? No, there's no fucking way they draw it as it goes. No,
no, they
I don't believe that.
They draw it as it goes, but like they come in like maybe 3 to 4 weeks ahead. As in like by the time episode 1 comes out, they're already working on animating episode 4 or episode 5, essentially.
What? Seriously? Those madmen? See, that's the problem. Why are they being so? Oh, because it's constantly every single day. I get it. Video game. The reason why video games is different because you make a game. All right, we're gonna make this one game or maybe 3. Okay, now they're out. No, let's make the next ones. Whereas anime's like, all right, we're gonna make this anime. All right, we're making it. All right, make the next 3. All right, but we're not done with this one. Keep going. Make more. I get it. I see why now. Animation's fucking stupid.
Well,
that's what it is.
The industry itself is very, it's a time sensitive crunch hell for some godforsaken reason. Because like, if it was I mean, in this case, it's much more different when you have like animation movies because you're aiming for a month. You're aiming for a month for like a month release date, right?
Yeah.
Whereas for anime, you're given One Punch Man season 2. You got 12. It's 12 to like 16 weeks of straight work, and you gotta like that's all gonna be done timely. It's like week by week. You got your every day you got certain frames you have to get done. People that animate it have to make sure it's animated well on time, and then you also have to consider about the dubbing of it with the voice actresses and voice actors.
Right.
And then delivering it to the actual broadcast station, to the final product, for that so that they can broadcast it live, essentially, in Japan time and all that.
Right. I guess then at that point in time, the problem is that it's because of the schedule that they're on, it's impossible to keep up without putting in those 18 hours a day, unless you just had like a fucking 300 people working on something. But then it goes back to the age-old problem. You can have 1, 2, 3 people working on something that are really good at what they do, but it takes them either forever or they overwork themselves to near death. You can have 3, but the product is unique. It's sparkly. It's cool. It's amazing. It's never been seen before. Or you can have 7,000 people work on the same thing, and it just looks like generic mess, but it's done the next day. You know what I mean? So I guess that's the whole problem. The more people you add onto the project, the less unique it becomes because whoever's the lead designer doesn't get to have full control or more as control,
exactly
artistic control.
Now I think the way something like this could be fixed is the way how Netflix has been doing it. Mm-hmm. Like for example, Violet Evergarden, that came out all in one go, didn't it, on Netflix?
I have no idea. Oh yeah, it did.
Yeah. So essentially, it's just like with any other movie release, or just like with any other like Hollywood movie here. There's a release date, but there's also like a year or two, or a year of filming, and then a year of editing, and then the actual release date that next 6 months or so. So like when you think when you think about the quality that Violet Evergarden had produced.
Mm-hmm.
That's not something that can be done on a week by week basis by doing live episodes like that. So the way how Netflix did it is like this is coming out in was it 2018 or 2017?
Yeah, whenever it came out.
but that's it. There was no live broadcast, no live nothing. But it gave studio, KyoAni, that timeline to work on it and to release it on that specific month or so when Netflix wanted it to be released. Like, all right, so you guys want to do this anime? All right, we'll give you the funding for it. You don't have to do it week by week, but we want it all done by this time this year, and we'll release it all. We'll release it on our site, and that's how that works.
KyoAni's like, Nani, we get to rest? What? They're like coming out of their caves and it's just all this full
No, no, no,
beards
no,
like,
no, not even that. They come no, not even their. They come out of their fucking desks and like, Nani, like they're all unshaven, smell like ass, coming out of their fucking desks from like
get to
hours
fucking take a shower finally.
Yeah, I don't take a bath for the
Right.
longest. Everyone just shares one communal bath and just relaxes for once. But I think I
But
think something like that has to be restructured the way Netflix has been doing it. Because I mean, granted, yes, you have to wait like whenever Netflix announces something, oh yeah, you gotta wait like some time for this to really be released. But the beauty about that is that they release everything all at once. Not only do you get the satisfaction of being able to binge everything, but the creators themselves can essentially work on one project, get it all done without having to worry about like live live disruptions, as well as like the problems that the traditional sense of broadcasting anime would have. Like, I mean, because when you think about the structure of it, yeah, it's pretty streamlined if in a perfect world. But you also sometimes you have to account like there are redraws that have to be done sometimes. Sometimes
right.
sometimes special effects are not like either they're not big enough or there's not enough special effects, or like maybe in voice actor or voice actors couldn't make it to one of the dubbing sessions because I don't know, maybe health wise or something. There's a lot of different variables that could mess up that kind of linear system, which
Right.
puts more stress onto the animators, the directors. The entire studio is pretty much fucked if there's a one thing in play misplaced in the system, and that requires more hours of reworking and more hours of having to redo or rework certain things just because a certain part in the system didn't work out what they hoped to.
Right. But I mean, like you said before, with the difference between what Netflix does, we'll call it Netflixing, Netflixing,
Nice.
and broadcasting, because the reason why they do it net week to week is because it's coming out on TV,
Yeah.
and TV's episode by episode, so it's kind of it'd be hard to adapt that without literally being like, all right, anime is no longer on TV, watch it on Netflix or whatever similar streaming service or whatever like that.
Right.
And
I
that's the
mean,
main problem.
I think
Unless,
that's the environment that they're gonna have to adapt to.
right, but like that's a kind of change that, you gotta, I don't know. I don't know what would trigger that kind of change, because remember, companies are, they can say like, yeah, we love the fans, we gotta, at the end of the day, it's all about that dollar.
Yeah, or that
They're not
yen.
about to be like that yen. They ain't about to give up that coin, that TV coin, unless they see like immediately, like, oh, this is the immediate payoff. Like they're gonna get their money like right then and there. Whereas TV's like every other, every month, give me more. I need more. Give me more all the time. Here's a constant flow of money. Just keep cranking it out.
But when you think about it, though, I feel like having something like Netflixing would be beneficial to them because this would pretty much, I wouldn't say fix it, but this would help their was it their after season sales, like Blu-rays, DVDs, and all that stuff. Because one of the issues is that not that many people are buying the physical media or the physical
It's true.
discs after the season comes out. Whereas having a Netflix account, I mean, I honestly don't know how Netflix income stream works in terms of like their
They're rich.
subscriptions. Oh, in terms of how their subscription works and how that money gets processed into their system, I feel like
Oh,
that'll
and
be
like goes back to the whoever
yeah.
created it.
Like I don't know what percentage of that goes back to like the actual like the Netflix, and then how much of that is filtered to like the original creators of those series that are being
Right.
what kind of
It's
cut they're gonna get
I think
after
it's
broadcasting
Netflix
it.
pays them up front, like, hey, make this for us. We'll pay you to make it. So they give them like, here's $1 million or whatever.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then I think the rest of the profits go to Netflix, and then creative team gets a what's commit not commission. What is it? A cut of it? Yeah, basically a cut of it. There's a more professional word, but I don't know what it is.
Wait,
They probably get like
do they get a cut
10%, 20%.
of the subscriptions?
I think though maybe it's based on view time. I don't know. I don't know. Again, like you said, I don't know how all that's calculated, but I know for a fact Netflix pays for a show up front before it's aired.
Okay, so like they pay you for like the whole thing to just be able to put it on.
Yes.
Okay.
And then, because that's why it's able to come out all at once, because the whole thing's already paid for.
Right.
And then I think the revenue from watching it. Then again, I don't know. Maybe that's all that they get is that the payment up front, and then the only people benefiting from the subscriptions is Netflix, so that they can yet again pay them for something else. I don't know. I don't know how it works. But going with what you're saying, if Japan switched to the Netflixing ideal, maybe not necessarily Netflix, but like, Amazon, or maybe Japan, some Japanese company comes up with a similar idea, but for anime, comes up with, some $1 billion and is able to pay these people like that.
Mm-hmm.
While it will work for, for that little bubble of it, in order for it to replace anime broadcasting, you would have to have like hundreds of animation studios constantly coming out with stuff. Like we do have that now with Netflix, but like, so like for us to have like a seasonal kind of thing, right. No, seasonal structure would fucking deteriorate, wouldn't it? Because it's not week to week. It's like, hey, did you watch all that? Yeah, cool. It's great. Next one. All right.
Technically, yeah. The season, in terms of, well, I mean, yeah. See, the seasonal releasing would be obscure, but that doesn't mean that it won't take the same amount of weeks. I mean, it doesn't. It's not saying that it won't take the same amount of time for, a studio to pump out a whole release for that season, because the whole. I mean, yes, one season generally is about like what 12 weeks or so, 12, 13 weeks, but that's it. Even though it's still, and that's taking into account, episode by episode that they're working on week by week.
Mm-hmm.
Something like it would still take a lot of time to still make a whole series, and still put it out in like a platform like Netflix all at once. Like,
well, of course, it would still take a lot of time.
I mean, it may cut out some time because there's less stress about having it done week by week, but they could at least you would still have a seasonal structure, but more so like no, you would still have a seasonal structure, but there'd be much more gaps. There would be a lot more gaps when it came to actual releases.
But that's the problem, the gaps.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like if you release, like if everything from this season, like spring 2019, came out on like, I don't know, in March, and you binge watch all of it in like, let's say 2 weeks. You have nothing. Yeah, right. You would have nothing left to. You wouldn't have anything new to watch until like maybe July, depending on how they work, depending on how long each studio works on their animation project or so.
Right.
So yeah, I guess the problem would be there'll be more prominent gaps in releases in comparison to the traditional structure.
Right, but which is why I said if there were way more animation companies, then you could fill the gaps with, all right, so this month's, anime flavor would be, or this next 2 months of anime flavor would be this group of companies, and then next would be this group of companies, and then those companies, it's just kind of a ball rolling down a hill. It's just this group of companies and the next one and the next one, or as one company gets bigger and bigger and they can afford to make more and more different projects because they're the animators that they have that are now getting paid more. Now that they're getting paid, more and more people are interested, starts to bubble out. They can start putting out more projects and stuff. Netflixing would help, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel something feels weird about it. Like it's because it'd be a huge change in the community. Because
I mean, yeah, it would
seasonal viewings, like
it's a thing. It's part of our community more than ever. But it's also a way for scheduling things like that to work out. But at the same time, it's also putting more stress on the animators as well in the studios for something like that.
Now, if they wanted to do like a buffer kind of thing, like imagine if it was like a combination of both broadcasting and Netflixing, right? So instead of like it coming out they're making a new episode 3 weeks before the previous episode came out, they did finish it all but then release them episodically, and then while those are coming out episodically they can work on the next one.
So you mean
it would take
have it all done but release it the weeks it's supposed to schedule.
Yeah, weeks is supposed to schedule while you work on the next show or whatever. You know what I mean? That way you have the buffer time to work on it instead of you have to have it done in the next 2 weeks or you're fucked. No, you have your entire team work on this one project for the next 3 months. Everyone's working on it. Everyone's just trying to get it done. That way it's just, I don't know. I feel like that might work a bit better because that way it's both Netflixing and it's, you can still broadcast as you would. So the structure for how the community works around seasonal stuff is still there. It's just now they're allowed a bit more time for it all to come together. They have time to put in the fine details and things like that. See how everything comes together all at once versus week to week.
Right.
Because I know storyboarding has to be done well beforehand.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, depending on the series. Like, if it's the original series, obviously that takes more time. But storyboarding in terms of like if it's like an adaptation, it's a little bit. I don't think it'll be too hard. It's just more so just picking out what they want to actually animate, despite what the manga has or the light novel has to offer.
Right. And then with the buffer, like if they decided to keep it seasonal, because they could one company, let's say Madhouse, decided to be like, all right, for the next 3 months, we're not going to come out with anything because we're just going to work on 2 or 3 different shows. And then they're going to come out that, episodically after those 3 months. And during that time of them coming out, we'll start working on the next stuff or, however they want to do it. Shit, where was I going with this? Fuck, I lost what I was saying. If they did the buffer, then
wait, hold on. So is it so something similar to what Game of Thrones does, to a degree?
Yeah, because they come out with an episode every. Well, no, they finish filming and they release one episode every week or so. All right, I don't know how it works.
I think it was. I don't know. I don't watch, but still, something similar to that structure.
Something similar to that structure, so that they have time because. Yeah, the detail behind Game of Thrones is amazing. Say what you will about the last few episodes, but it took time. But then, if anime took as long, they would be able to be as detailed. They would get paid because if these animation studios and animators are seeing hey, you're getting paid now, you're able to live like a fucking normal human being. Then they'll start then they'll be able to work a little bit with less stress, but more detail and things like that. And I feel like just overall, it would, once it gets into that cycle, it becomes regular. They can take the breaks as needed because, let's say a company did a seasonal gap where they didn't come out with anything in that season, it'd be fine because they could be working on their next thing. And have that start releasing and then start working on the next stuff. So they I feel like they're allowed breaks as well, whole season long or possibly even 2 season long breaks because they're getting paid up front instead of I don't know how the payment structure works, but it's, I don't know. I feel like it's just a lot better, a lot less stressful than doing it as it goes. Cause that's BS.
True, though. Despite how the format is in general, I think what is holding back the adaptation for everything else, especially with Netflix and Crunchyroll, for all those streaming services to coexist, is broadcasting and TV.
Right.
I think at this point, for them to even start adapting to something like Netflixing,
Mm-hmm.
They may have to start shifting over towards like streaming rather than like live broadcasting. At least at least in terms of like releasing series in a less stressful manner that puts less strain on their employees in this case.
And you're absolutely right, and it's happening because again, as Netflix starts throwing more money at the anime industry, they're gonna see like, oh, Netflix is, we're getting that good dollar. We can fucking go to sleep at a regular time. I can sleep with my fucking wife.
Yeah, exactly.
Finally,
Like because I mean, for example, like the only anime I know that right now that's actually releasing week by week through Netflix is Carol and Tuesday. From what I remember.
Really?
Yeah, Carol and Tuesday is being released on Netflix as well. I mean, it's not an American Netflix, but I guess in the Japan Netflix because Netflix is prominently credited in the opening.
Right.
So it's being
Right.
funded
Yep.
and also
It
being
sure is.
released by Netflix week by week. So whatever they have going on with that studio in terms of with Netflix, that's another way they could expand
I may
their
or may not
broadcasting.
have known that Carol and Tuesday had the Netflix symbol because while I have Netflix, I may or may not have been watching Carol and Tuesday
I mean, no, I don't blame you.
on the most.
It's not actually on Netflix US. It's on Netflix Japan.
So yeah, I haven't been watching Carol and Tuesday illegally at all. Yep.
Please support your animators and their studios.
It's on Netflix. They already got paid.
Yeah, that's true. This is true. Because Carol and Tuesday is one of the few animes that they have that they're doing so because they want to build a Netflix in Japan. So Carol and
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday being one of the new live shows coming out is part of
Mm-hmm.
that process.
Right. So I guess depending on also I guess this kind of almost hinges on how well like maybe Carol and Tuesday is like a test like to see how well a Netflix community in Japan would work if Netflix allowed it to be broadcasted like that because Carol and Tuesday is still very well animated. It's beautiful. I don't know what the details are. I don't know if like again like we said before everything's paid for up front and then they're given like 5 months to work on it versus week to week.
Right.
But if they're given that 5 initial months, then that's already the beginning of the buffer.
Mhm.
So I guess the Netflixing strategy is already in play, or is starting to be played, depending on how Carol and Tuesday goes over. I have no idea how well it's doing in Japan.
Yeah. So any Japanese listeners out there that have a Netflix in Japan, how's the Netflix over there? What's their structure like? Do you prefer watching on Netflix versus on 1 to 2 a.m. over there during their broadcast times? Because yeah, doesn't anime like broadcast there like late night in Japan?
I think so.
So
Because well, no, certain ones do. I think Carol and Tuesday, if it were to be broadcasted normally, would be broadcasted like if it were to be broadcasted normally, it would be broadcasted like daylight hours because it's not of that nature.
mm-hmm.
But things like, for example, what is it, Magi, the grandson of the whatever magician that's out this season.
Oh yeah, right.
That would probably be a late night anime because it's a little etchy. Not a lot of etchy, just a
But I
little
mean,
bit.
I feel like anything from that spectrum would probably be late night.
Yeah,
I like maybe some reruns, kind of like how
which is a lot.
actually isn't that how like what is it Toonami is for us, except it'd be every day in the case of Japan
Yeah,
technically, right?
yeah, that's true.
If you want to if you want to relate it to something we know, it'd be very similar to
Mm-hmm.
what if Toonami was like an everyday thing rather than like a Saturday thing.
All right. But yeah, I don't know.
Honestly,
But like,
simulcast. I mean, doesn't Crunchyroll also simulcast as well? Like they do their live, they do the episodes weekly on their site, but also it's also being broadcasted live on the Japanese broadcasting network as well. That's what
Yes, they do
simulcasting is.
simulcast. Yeah,
So
that's because they, I don't know, they gain the rights some fucking how. I don't know. I think while honestly, just like to, not, I guess to bring this discussion to a head, right now it seems bad because of the old way. I guess the old way's getting tired
yeah, or at least
of
it's starting to really show its age right now.
right. It's really starting to show its age and the many flaws, and at a certain point, it's gonna get low enough, hopefully not to die, but like to want to adapt to this new system of Netflixing. Essentially, hopefully, there's more companies or something, whatever needs to happen that allows them to shift gears, slow down, and just adapt to a more a stress free environment for the animators, pay them more, stuff like that. Just change over how everything works. It's going to be difficult to pull away from broadcasting because it's still hard to pull away from in America. I mean, more and more people are doing it again, thanks to Netflix and different services like that. So I think outside of Netflix, it takes that, it takes just similar companies popping up in Japan
Mm-hmm.
to do it for anime or whatever they do.
I mean, there definitely needs to be some restructuring done. Because at this point, at this point, it's more so just like a wait and see kind of situation.
Right.
There's only, I mean,
But it's happening.
It's happening. A lot of it's bad right now because of the toll being taken on its animators and people in the industry. So, because they have to restructure that from the inside and then start going back out.
Right.
Because other than like, because what is it? Because yeah, at the end of the day, it's all about where they get their yen from at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if Netflix is the way to get it, I would want them to start. I wouldn't say drop the current system, but start adapting and maybe reaching out to other forms of broadcasting that would help. Provide the what I call it? Provide the accessibility of these shows to more people around the world as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, whatever Netflix's business model is like, it's working for a lot of the series that's on this platform right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure it's got a good long-term business plan for animation companies that would benefit both the company as well as its employees and animators and such, so that everyone can be able to go home and live a proper life, and we don't have to worry about people having to go through 12 to 18-hour days and just animating all day for 12 to 13 weeks straight.
Right.
So
but
I don't know.
Again, I think it'll happen pretty soon. Like give it 5 more years. I'd say 5 more years, something's gonna happen where we start making those big changes. Hopefully for the better.
Yeah. Or we could always there can always be a new boom in the industry. Remember how Moe Blob was the boom in the industry?
Yeah, but I feel like that trend is still like riding out because like when did it start?
It's still riding out, but
2000 what?
Well, I think like 2005 maybe. When did K-On! Come out?
K-On! Came out in like, was that 2002? No, a little after that.
I think it was like 06 maybe, 06, 07, same time.
2009 actually.
Oh really? 09? Oh yeah, because that was the beginning of the 2010 like Moe Blob era. But then I mean, I'm saying that maybe the next thing would be CG, like good CG.
Right.
Start experimenting the way Land Illustrious does it.
Actually, I think it might have started in like 2007 with Lucky Star.
Oh yeah.
I think that was one of the first few anime where there's just cute girls doing cute stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, that's also KyoAni.
Yeah.
Just
Hey, there it is. Keone taking over the world.
exactly. They got that's their roots. We're going from that to the detailed orientation of Violet Evergarden and having that ring your heartstrings up to a fucking pebble.
Yeah, because Clannad came out in the same year.
Yeah. You know what else came out the
Oh,
same year, Jarron?
what?
School Days.
Uh, no.
It did. I think it did come out that same year if I remember correctly.
It never came out. It never came out. No one came out. No one ever came out. But yeah, I'm looking at Toradora, which was hugely popular. Which I mean, it wasn't Moe Blobby, but it was Moe Blobby, but not Moe Blob.
I mean, it was sort of the rise of that romance boom.
Yeah, it's true.
A lot of classic romance animes coming out of that era.
Because before then, like, what did we have?
What, like in like early 2000s?
Early 2000s. Like Gurren Lagann, I think, came out in. Nope, that came out 2007, just the year before. I don't know. Yeah, just the year before.
I guess we had the the transitional age of anime. It's like
Yeah.
Big O, Fully Cooley, Inuyasha.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember more. Gundam. We had 2 Gundam series that came out to the West.
Actually came out in 2000. Jesus Christ.
Which one?
It came out in 2000. It's 19 years old.
What did?
Inuyasha.
Oh God, yeah, definitely, yeah. What else was there in that era? Because that was it. Because that was that weird experimental era.
Naruto. That.
Oh yeah, Naruto.
Yeah, that's 2002.
That first season of Naruto. Well, but that came out.
Each 2004.
Wasn't it 2002 here in the U.S.? Wasn't it already released in Japan some time ago?
No, 2002 is when it came out in general.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
Yeah, it started. 1999.
What, One Piece?
Yeah, that's when it started.
God. Wow, shit.
Jesus Christ, that's 20 years old. God, imagine growing up. Well, people have grown up with One Piece. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, John, many of our community have already gone married and have kids, and now they're watching anime.
I know. It's gross.
They're becoming normified.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's always fun to look back on our anime and where we came from, our roots.
Our fucking weeby roots.
Yeah,
I guess. I don't know. My roots came from Sailor Moon. Like, was that 90s? That's like early on, really early. That's 90s, isn't it? If I remember correctly. 1990s.
What is it?
Sailor Moon.
I zoned out.
Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon. Yeah, though that's like 1992. Holy fuck. Well, all right. No, that makes sense.
No, yeah, that was a good old fashioned botchy 90s animation.
Wait, wait. What? Sailor Moon was done by the time I started watching it. Like the first one.
That makes sense.
Because it was aired in 1992 and finished in 1993. And I know I started watching it. It had to be like 90. No, let's see. Born in 93. 99 would make me like 6. Older than that, I had to be like 12.
Did you catch
it? Early 2000s.
Did you catch it on TV, or was it like did you have like a DVDs or shit like that?
I caught it on TV.
Must have been reruns in that case.
Yeah, no, yeah, it had to be reruns. Because the sequel was Sailor Moon R.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
Was it S?
Oh wait, never mind. I'm not gonna do this. I can't. Sailor Moon's a really deep hole that you don't want to start exploring through.
No, yeah. Sailor Moon's one of those old series that has a deep hole of a list of series and sequels that plus a remake, a remake plus all the movies.
Because here's the thing, Sailor Moon 43 episodes. 46 episodes. Are you ready? Sailor Moon R, whatever the hell that was, aired in the exact same year. No. Okay, yeah, so that's the sequel. Sailor Moon R is a sequel to regular Sailor Moon. Also had 43 episodes. But then after that was Sailor Moon S. All this came out in between 2000 or 1992 and 19 fucking something. So Sailor Moon S aired in 1994 to 1995. Sequel to that, Super S, aired in 1995 to 1996. And after that, Sailor Moon Sailor Stars aired from 1996 to 97. Oh my God. And then it stopped.
Jeez, it's no wonder why I started out with fucking Sailor Moon. That shit was everywhere.
Each one was upwards to like 80 something, or not 80, 30 to 40 episodes.
Good times. Now we're stuck with 12 to 13 episodes. If we're lucky, 25.
Yeah.
I think the last episode, I think the last series I ever watched completely, that was like 50 some episodes. It probably you think Clannad counts? Or do we count by seasons?
I mean, Clannad was.
That was
see, I don't think it's not fair to
do seasons, like completely different
seasons. To do seasons, yeah.
Because if you want to do it's not one go.
Yeah. Think about it. Naruto might have had like breaks and stuff, but we always knew that Naruto was one season. Season 2 is Shippuden.
Right.
Is that how that goes?
Yeah, it's Naruto and then Naruto Shippuden.
Yeah. So it's like it's all one thing until it's called something else.
Right.
So, for example, if My Hero Academia worked a little bit differently.
Right.
Yeah, because I think, now don't quote me on this. I don't know exactly because I don't, I wasn't cognizant of the seasonal shit when Naruto and stuff were airing.
Yeah, no, I wasn't aware of having to wait every week, quote unquote, for a new episode until high school.
So I don't know. Maybe they did back in the day, called them, season 1, 2, 3 of whatever of those. But nowadays, in terms of the longer running series that have multiple seasons, we call them seasons. Like season 1 of Boku no Hero Academia, season 2, season 3, season 4, versus it all being one thing.
Like, oh, do you watch Naruto? Oh yeah, what episode? Like 58 or something.
Right.
Being called one thing.
Or instead of saying season 3, episode 4, no, you just say it's episode 60,000, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And you definitely don't call seasons in One Piece. It's arcs. That's what it is. Arcs.
Arcs and also time skip. Pre or post time skip.
Yeah. So I guess perhaps looking back, if like 10 years from now, if whenever Boku no Hero Academia finishes, you'd maybe look back at it not saying the seasons was like all one show until there's a time skip or something.
True, or unless like the entirety of like My Hero Academia is gonna be on Netflix and just watch it all in one go with your kids or something.
Right.
Or kind of like how Crunchyroll does it, where it's all kind of there, like it's underneath the one title, and it just shows all some like Attack on Titan, all 3 seasons are there essentially listed into that one title instead of like season 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Right. Because even with like Fairy Tail, that's still airing. Well, so is One Piece, but
yeah, but Fairy Tail is done though, isn't it?
Is the manga done? I think I remember. Yeah, I think we did report that the manga was done and they're just catching up with the anime.
Yeah,
maybe, I don't remember.
Oh, by the way, Food Wars is also ending.
I heard that.
So, and we already got that 4th season preview. So,
I still haven't watched season 3, or whatever the hell was in between season 2 and 3. I've been bad.
That's okay.
Hell, I haven't watched fucking Attack on Titan.
I mean, I've read I'm sort of just catching up in a sense where everyone else is at, because I've read everything and also been told everything as well. So until we get to something new, then again, I would like to see it animated. That's a whole different thing.
I mean, I just watched a video by Giga. He was saying like, yeah, uh, Attack on Titan's in top form with season 3
Mm-hmm. Well,
versus what he was talking about with a One Punch Man.
well, yeah, that's. I mean, that's obvious. It's because of the studio changes at this point.
Yeah. But yeah, what can you do?
No, yeah. I mean, the anime industry is it's a rocky industry, but it's still going strong. You know.
Well, yeah, it's weak right now, but it'll catch a new breath of a new breath of life
Think about it like this. Right now,
soon.
the industry right now is sort of like Shinji from Evangelion. All they gotta do is get inside the Netflix robot, and all would be good.
Well, all right, let's not let Netflix monopolize anime, okay? I
Well,
don't need that.
okay, fine. Instead of okay, well, the Evangelion, which is streaming or
Yeah,
different
there
kind
we
of
go.
broadcasting, like especially like well, streaming becoming the new thing now. Have them go inside the era of streaming and other forms of digital broadcasting, and then
Right,
we'll hopefully we don't fuck the whole world up.
right.
In this case,
So
so
yeah,
again, so in the wise words of every person in this fucking community, get in the fucking robot.
yeah. Make the change, make the change, people. Make it happen.
Exactly.
Hopefully, it'll only do good things, but you never know.
No, yeah. Then again, we never thought this community would get any worse.
Oh, it. Oh God.
Oh, by the way,
Did you?
first things first. Did you hear about there was the anniversary of Joan of Arc that happened some weeks ago, and the entirety of that comment section was for people posting about Joan of Arc from Fate and
Oh my
praising
fucking God.
people posting pictures, people, I mean, granted, there's one way of remembering great figures, even if it is from Fate.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens every year. Because the last year I saw that shit happening, and there are people both commenting like, the Fate stuff, and then you got people like you sick son of a bitches, keep ruining this shit every year. You can't keep ruining history like this. And it happened again this year, and with the same chemistry.
God, I hate this community so fucking much. I love you, but goddamn.
Man, I don't know how I always get that post every year. Someone posted in the ASIN page,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's just you just read the comments of both the normies and their community.
It's
Like,
just sad,
I don't know, is it though?
isn't it?
Eh,
Isn't it?
at least everyone can remember Joan of Arc. Everyone sort
It's
of
like
remembers her.
like how long do we have to go before the Holocaust is embodied into an anime girl?
Hitler's been in more animes already, more than it has to be.
You're fucking
this
right.
day.
You're fucking right. You're absolutely right. God damn. You're right. There's a specific one I can think of. I don't remember the name, but where he did become an anime girl. No.
Even Jesus and Buddha were an anime. They had their own anime together. Both.
Yeah,
Jesus
but
and
that
Buddha.
was different. That was different. They weren't
How
turned into girls.
Because that's the only thing wrong with that.
Think about it. King fucking Arthur was turned into a girl.
Well, King. See, Artoria Pendragon was only turned into a girl because of
Elon Musk was turned into a girl.
to Elon Chan. Yes, you're right. You're fucking right.
Fucking. No one's safe.
Nobody's safe. No, of course not. Not at all. But that's the beauty of our community. We what is it? We destroy. No, we mollify everything we see.
It's like a fucking watching a volcano. It's beautiful, but you'll die.
If you stay long enough, you'll fucking burn up and be consumed in the lava, which is our weakness. No, you'll just end up like Moe Pan, right?
Become a fucking. You mean melon pan?
Melon Pan. There we go.
I can't.
That's a final evolution, Jarron. Everyone is working their way up to become Melon Pan. Melon Pan has already gone that far, and we're that's like Super Saiyan Blue. We're yet to see what Ultra Instinct looks
The
like.
man bought slave tattoos for his little sister.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You know, in hentai where they have the womb tattoos, where it's like a heart-ish kind of thing, but also looks like ovarian tubes.
I mean, they're
he
pretty
bought
cool.
those for his sister.
They're pretty cool looking.
He bought them for his sister.
He's still driving, Jarron. He's not yet an Ultra Instinct.
You're right.
I mean, to be fair, those are pretty cool tattoos. That was actually a weird trend I saw roaming around Facebook for some godforsaken reason.
I mean, I don't deny that they're cool, but you don't buy them for your sister.
Oh.
Your little sister.
Was he there in the shop with her?
He was the one that took the picture of them in his hand with his sister below him.
Oh my lord. Well, at least his sister has a good sense of humor. Better than the creator of Arimo.
Look. You're right. I understand my Melon Pen's doing it for the sake of irony, but I don't like at what cost? At what point does irony stop being irony? When you're just doing it.
This is reminding me of that Thanos meme at this point. You do it at what cost? What did it cost?
Right.
His humanity.
Everything.
I don't know, Jarron. He's yet to still cross the line.
As far as we know.
As far as we know. That's okay. We still support Melon Pan and everything else that he stands for. He is what we strive to become in this industry, in this community.
The level, I can't watch a single one of his videos. The level of cringe is too high.
Is it cringe?
It literally makes me...
Is it cringe or is it disgust at this point?
It's both. It's just a horrible combination. It's like eating vomit when you're watching them. I can't. It hurts. It physically hurts me to watch his content.
Oh, man. That's okay. That is okay, Jarron. Well, we've been going on for a little bit now. We did not talk about E3 at all.
No, we'll get to that next week.
Maybe, I don't know. Depending on how the schedules are working out. Yeah, maybe we can move things around. E3 will be a week late by that point. Oh no. E3 will be pretty much over. I don't know. We could talk about some highlights maybe next week or so.
Yeah, we can talk about highlights, stuff we're looking forward to.
Yeah. So, and also give me more time to like really watch, because I only really watched Tuesday. No, Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Monday. Oh God, I'm dying here. Monday was the only one I actually like watched live, fully.
What was that? Monday was
PC Gaming World
and Ubisoft.
Yes,
I think.
Yeah, and there was one more too. Wasn't there?
Was it?
It was PC Gaming World, Ubisoft, and there was one more at 7 o'clock.
I think it was it Devolver Digital?
Maybe, I don't know.
No, they were Sunday, and I remember I missed them because I thought I don't know. I came in too late to see them. No, I don't know. I think it was Devolver Digital. But yeah, I know I didn't watch that. I didn't get to watch Mondays. Because I missed Ubisoft's and PC Gaming Show. Not that I was terribly interested in the PC Gaming Show, but whatever.
Right.
I did see everything else.
Right. Well, but that's okay. As always, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading us. We're still getting up to that 2,000 total download number is there. The race to 2K is still going on, but we are trying, and we are hoping more of you guys listen in on us being terrible people.
Right.
But as always, guys, my name is Jomel Scaro.
My name's Jarron Gaddis.
And we are the Wannabe Boo Podcast, bringing you the latest and greatest game and anime news, reviews, and waifus for life.
Thanks for listening, guys. We'll talk to you next time. Matane.